All right, let's see if we can pick up where I left off. I forgot to have the camera recording as I pulled apart the trays of rooted cuttings. This is Pyracantha. As you can see, the roots are kind of funky, only on one side of the plant. Not sure how I want to handle that one. This one is in much nicer condition. I've got roots all the way around it, but I've got roots at a couple different levels. So I don't want the roots that are high up. So I'm going to remove them now. And I'm just going to work with the roots that are towards the bottom. And when I pot this up, I'm going to use the mounding technique, and I'm going to show you why dollar store bamboo skewers are your best friend. Alright, try not to go containers that are hugely larger than the plant will need. I feel you run the risk of overwatering and having root rot issues, so my preference is to, I wonder what's burning down, to go for something that is slightly bigger than what you need, that's going to hold enough moisture, assuming that you are someone who has a job and can't be home every day to care for your trees. Then you're going to want to use slightly larger containers, a more moisture retentive mix. So what I've done here, using my dollar store bamboo skewer, I have spread the roots radially around a mound of soil. I'm going to put a thin layer on top just to keep them in place. I'm not looking to encourage any new roots higher up. I'm not looking to bury the roots. They still need to breathe. And this is a mixture of Super Thrive and water. Some people swear by Super Thrive. I've been successful with it. I've been successful without it. If you're nervous and you think that the tree's going to get knocked over when you're watering, then you can take the bamboo skewer, put it alongside, and if you have any twist ties, you can hold it in place while the roots move to fill the entire container. And this way, when you hit it with the hose or your watering can, you don't have to worry about knocking it out of the pot. Alright, so I'm going to hit a couple more for you. Now, the other problem I'm having in my greenhouse is that I'm running out of room. I've been here 2 years, and I have used up every bit of available shelf space, and I'm starting to take over the ground. So the only other place to go is up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this guy in a hanging basket, and hopefully I will remember to water it. Sometimes when they are above eye level, you forget about them. So again, removing unwanted roots. Got a mound of soil. Tease out the roots so you got a nice 360-degree root flare, place it over the mound, tuck the roots into the soil, then we'll add another layer of soil. And when I say soil, I really mean soilless media, because no one uses garden soil in regular bonsai anymore. It's all artificial mixes. And if you want to start a fight at a local bonsai club, just go in and start talking about soil, because everyone has an opinion, everybody's an expert, and everybody has the mix that works better than anybody else's mix. So learn to use the mix that works for you. If you're a chronic overwaterer, give yourself some leeway. Use a coarse mix or a blend of coarse and peat. If you're an underwaterer or you can't be around your trees all the time, then use something that's much more moisture retentive. I tailor the mix to the tree's needs and my ability to provide for those needs, because I can't always be here, and I don't need them drying out while I'm busy taking care of a client's yard to come back and find them all toasty. Alright, so that's a hanging basket. I'm entertaining myself with that one. Can't wait to see where that goes. Now, the other thing I talked about was bulb pans. Now, why would you want to use a bulb pan versus a regular nursery pan? Well, I'm trying to develop shallow radial roots. So, I like to use a pot or a container that is wider than it is tall. This way I'm not tempted to overfill with soil. If you've ever been to a garden center or a nursery and you've seen the plants that are potted, they're not potted for bonsai. They're potted for use in a garden, so they don't care about surface roots, whereas a good bonsai nursery, that's what they're going to worry about. That's what you're going to see, is that they took the time to find those roots, highlight those roots. So these roots are coming out, and this tree is just begging to be planted on an angle. So that's what I'm going to do. Could go slightly larger container, and even though I don't have the shelf space, that's what I'm going to do. This is what they call a mum pot. I believe this is an 8-inch mum pot. You'll see them in the fall at all the supermarkets where they're selling chrysanthemums. 3 for $12 or 15 or 20, whatever it is in your neighborhood. They'll have 8-inch pots, 10-inch pots. I find them to be perfect for running on my plant material. So again, this guy wants to be on an angle. Spread the roots. Put a layer of soil on top, soilless media. Tuck the roots in. I'll work on that angle. Hit it with some water and Super Thrive. Put them aside. Alright, trick is not to step on them after you finish working on them, before you get them on your shelf. Now, Got one here that is really poorly developed roots. So I could either trash it, put it back in a pot, or I could see if I could get some new roots out of it. So what I'm going to do here is on this side where I want to see some roots, I'm going to scratch the bark, assuming that this side is alive. Might not be. A little dusting of rooting hormone, and then we'll see if it decides to make new roots. So we'll leave this guy alone for a season. And when I say season, I mean a season. Don't do the tug test. Don't poke around looking to see if any roots developed. Firm them up. Give them some Super Thrive. And then you have to hurry up and wait. So I'm going to pot up the rest of these. I'll show you the next one.